This Memorial Day weekend, our unofficial start to summer. Many Americans will look ahead to the next couple of months and their vacation plans. But not as many as you might think.
1 in 4 American workers, no paid vacation?
That's right. 1 in 4 American workers don't have paid vacation provided by their employer. And we don't have any law that would require any employer to do that.
John Schmidt, an economist at the Center for Economic and Policy Research, is the author of No Vacation Nation, a study detailing one unique feature of our economic system that's not the envy of the rest of the world. Out of the 33 richest countries, the U.S. is the only one with no legally required paid vacation for its workers.
If you look at all of the other rich countries have about the same standard of living that we have, it's pretty standard to have 20 or 25 days of paid vacation per year.
England.
20.
France.
30.
Germany.
22.
Italy.
I think it's 22 or 23.
And I could keep going?
Yes, exactly.
And the United States is the only country to have 0.
Yes, that's right.
The average American has just 9 days of vacation a year. One 2009 survey shows just 10% of us will take a full 2 weeks off. And as for part-time workers, only a third get any paid time off from their employers. John Schmidt says we have a tortured relationship with vacation in the best of times, and the recession has only made it worse.
Even when times are good, people don't take their vacation. They don't want to be seen as that guy who's always taking his time off, who values his time off more than being at work. Being in a recession simply makes it worse.
Yeah, it completely intensifies the pressure on workers to buckle down and work as hard as they possibly can, so that if the boss has to make a decision about letting 10% of people go, that you're not on that list.
You could blame the Puritan work ethic, although in Great Britain, where the Puritan work ethic got started, workers are guaranteed 20 days off.
There's no question we're different, but it's because we choose to be, not because we can't afford to be. We are as rich as the Europeans are. We would be a little less rich in material terms if we took more time off as a nation, but we would be, some of us at least, happier to do that.
Cornell University economics professor Stephen Kyle says it all comes down to a society's position on vacation.
Is vacation a perk, or is it something that is an essential, like good health care, a good job, enough vacation to be healthy and regenerated?
Well, I don't think it's a perk, personally. I have to ask myself, and I have a very good job that I love, but what are we doing this for, our jobs, if not to have a life and have a good life?
You need time off to recharge the batteries and to make yourself happy.
Alan Grayson is adamant that vacation is a right. In fact, he wants to make it a law.
That 69% of all middle-class Americans say that their #1 desire in life is more free time. And I think it's doable. I think we can.
Which he's in a better position to do than most, since he's a congressman, a freshman Democrat, from Orlando, of course, often called the vacation capital of the world.
We lead the world in science. We lead the world in innovation. I don't think we need to lead the world in people who can't take a vacation.
Grayson wants to guarantee at least 1 week of paid vacation for every worker at a company with 100 or more employees. He says it'll lead to greater productivity from well-rested and healthier workers.
We're talking initially about only 1 week off, which is only a quarter of what every European worker gets. I mean, the old saying is, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. What we're seeing more and more is that all work and no play makes Jack a dead boy.
Of course, this might not be the best week to point to the ways Europeans run their economies as an example. With Greece near insolvency, Spain also teetering, and the rest of Europe shaken, everything is now on the table as far as easing economic pressures there. Well, everything but vacations.
Why is that so? It is because the employers feel that they benefit from that law, primarily because they also feel that it has positive effects on the productivity.
Horst Freitag is Germany's consul general here in New York.
Now, we had a lot of reforms just recently regarding our working force, etc., fringe benefits, unemployment protection, or what have you. Nobody, neither the legislative nor the unions, the employers. Nobody touched the vacation.
We sat down with Freitag, Sabine Ullmann, the deputy consul from Switzerland, and Torben Getterman, Denmark's consul general. All three countries have had national vacation laws on the books for decades.
5 weeks, I think, in Denmark, right?
Correct.
And-
Mandatory.
Mandatory.
Yes.
And this, we're
Everyone.
talking about everybody from factory worker to high-priced lawyer.
Yes. And it's mandatory.
Denmark's unemployment rate, by the way, is 3 points lower than ours at the moment. And as for vacation policy in Switzerland,
I think the first paid vacation came in 1937, and it was in the watchmaker industry, to give people possibility not to be overexhausted, not overworked, and to give the opportunity of feeling more relaxed and more comfortable.
Wait a minute, you're not worried when you take your vacation that the guy at the next desk is going to get ahead of you while you're gone?
That's the point of it. If I'd be worried about that, you probably wouldn't take the vacation. But that's why it is legally, it's illegal. It's in the law. It's in the book.
the U.S. economy, with weaker unions than Europe and less regulation, has higher growth rates and pays higher salaries. But European workers consistently rate themselves more satisfied with the balance in their lives.
I have a feeling if I were to run that idea by some members of the business community in the United States, they might say, you know what, that sounds like a European idea, the balance. You laugh.
Yeah, I mean, we think it's a good idea. It's a good foundation for creating a society where you have respect for, let's say, both family life and the working life.
Some food for thought to throw on the grill this Memorial Day weekend, when you might already be feeling like you won't get nearly enough time off this summer. The rest of the world has a very different recipe when it comes to vacation.
You can't always attach a price tag to something. There's some things in life that you can't pin down in dollars and cents.
The bottom line is, in Europe, people have smaller cars but much bigger vacations. And in the United States, we have bigger cars but much smaller vacations.